Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Japada, where the Nigerian dream is alive and well in the stories of vibrant and dogged Nigerians back to make a bang. When I think of the phrase man of steel, our next guest encapsulates it perfectly. This is a story of purpose, passion, and turning book smarts and decades of experience into a successful business venture and youth development program, all centered around the love for the game of basketball. Catch it all right here on Japada. Welcome back to Japada. On the show today, we have Engineer Opeyemi Babalola, the founder of Weber Engineering, a renowned manufacturer of basketball hoops and courts, serving 9 African countries, and touted as the only viable basketball equipment manufacturer countrywide. Wow, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
I feel like congratulations are in order. Congratulations on owning that space and owning it so well. Yeah? And I also think we're going to have a very good conversation today. So I personally like to talk to people that are passionate about sports because I'm not a sports person at all. So I feel like you can rub off on me a little bit.
That energy, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I need some of your energy.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be a good conversation. But before we get into basketball, you know, your passion for the sport and everything you do around Weber Engineering, I want to get to know you a bit better. So just give me a little background into Opeyemi Babalola, the man, you know, family background, educational background, and all that good stuff.
Okay. My name is Opeyemi Babalola, and I come from a family of 9. I'm the only son. Yeah, so I've got 8 sisters.
Wow.
6 from my mom. I'm in the middle. So got 2 other older sisters who are my half-sisters from my stepmother who lives in Copenhagen. She's Danish. And my dad used to work in the Nigerian army. He retired as a major.
Oh, same here. My dad was in the
Are you
army as
kidding
well.
me?
Yes.
Okay.
One thing in common.
Oh, yeah. So my dad served in the Nigerian Army Educational Corps. So, you know, growing up was like living in a barrack kind of settings.
I get it.
And he did travel a bit, traveled to different military installations across the country. My mom worked as a civil servant in the Nigerian Ministry of Education. So she was a teacher.
Okay.
After St. Anthony's, I went to University of Ilorin. I studied mechanical engineering, and then went to University of Aberdeen in Scotland to study subsea engineering. Yeah, so that's been my
you going to
background.
the University of Aberdeen was the beginning of the
transition.
Japada.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
So I mean, we'll get to that, and then you get to the Japada. But before that, the only boy of 9 children.
Oh, yes.
Wow, you grew up around 8 sisters.
So my friends used to make a jest of me back in the days like, oh, you're living in a girls' hostel.
I'm sure it felt like it.
Yeah,
what was that like?
It was interesting, you know, being that person who they would always look up to for protection and all of that. So it was, you know, made me feel special.
So little you was also protecting
No,
your
I
big
was the
sisters.
tallest. I was always the tallest.
Makes sense. That makes sense. So you moved from the University of Ilorin. So after school, you moved to Aberdeen.
Yeah, but not immediately.
Not immediately.
Exactly.
Okay, so you had a little bit of work experience here.
Exactly.
So how many years was that before you decided to move?
So I finished from the University of Ilorin in 2003 and went on to study in Aberdeen in 2011. So
that was a bit of time.
Yeah, time.
So why? So what was the thing that made you decide to go to Aberdeen, and what piqued your interest in subsea engineering?
Okay, so at the time I was in Port Harcourt. I already had a background in oil and gas engineering. I've gone offshore a couple of times, and there was this fantastic opportunity that came to send one of our engineers to Scotland on project.
Okay.
So that was about the time I had to go over for training in the office in Aberdeen. And while I was in Aberdeen, I realized that the company had a further education program which could help me further my study
Okay.
in the area of
Subsea
study,
engineering.
which was subsea engineering. So I took advantage of that, went to RGU for survey, went to University of Aberdeen as well, but eventually chose University of Aberdeen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long were you, after you were done with your studies in the University of Aberdeen,
Yeah.
how long did you remain?
Okay, so I stayed a couple of months afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, but the thing was, I didn't come back home, immediately. So I went on to work in Angola. While I was in Aberdeen, I got another offer to work for an oil company in Angola.
Okay.
And I went over to Luanda and became a lead subsea engineer, working in the Kizomba oil field. And it was later back in 2015 that I, decided to come back home. Nigeria.
Great. I'm so interested in that part of your story.
Okay, so for instance, when I was in Aberdeen, I was also working,
Okay.
which I couldn't do as a student in University of Ilorin. And I was even also playing for the school team. And I also
The school basketball team?
Yeah, the school basketball team. And I also had another team which I was playing for professionally, the Shell Pec team. So there was a lot of activity that I could also engage in aside from studying. But in school in Ilorin, you had to wake up, go and find out to get water, okay? And then, go and look for what to eat, hope that there is light, and, a lot of challenges, back then. I don't know how improved all those difficulties I have now, but back then we had to overcome all those before we could actually be able to focus on our course of study.
Now, back to your time in Angola. Because, I'm hearing oil, I'm hearing offshore, I'm hearing expats. It sounds like a cushy job to me. You probably were doing pretty well, but at some point you decided it's time to leave this behind. It's time to come back home to Nigeria. What sparked that decision?
Okay, so in 2010, I came back home for Christmas, and I was to go back to Aberdeen in 2011. On the day I was to travel, I lost my dad. So, right from that moment, it's, struck me that I really didn't need to be far away from home anymore. And going forward, I made sure I was in constant communication, to my people back home, and, being the head of the family, the only son anyway. And then I also, over the years, I've been purchasing equipment. Okay. From way back 2008, purchased some machines. I purchased a generator. I'd always had a vision to start up something at some point in time later on in life. And my target goal was that by the time I'm 40, I don't want to be working for anybody.
Anyone.
Yeah. But I didn't even know it was going to come earlier than that. Nice. So growing up in Ilorin, I remember having a dream which I shared with my mom as a 18 or 19-year-old boy. And the dream was about seeing different types of basketball rims, at different heights. But the thing that struck me in that dream was that the rims were all golden colored. And I'm wondering, this is not the conventional color for basketball rims. So I woke up and I shared the dream with my mom, and she said, go and pray about it. And that was it. I never remembered that dream, okay? Not until my final year in
Aberdeen?
University of Ilorin,
Okay.
where I was asked to pick on a project topic, and I decided to fabricate a basketball rim as my final year project. So gradually, the manifestation of that dream had been
started
coming to fruition, and then every now and then I would look at what I was doing in the oil and gas that related to my dream. So, for instance, if I was using a 3D parametric software to design an oil and gas equipment, a Christmas tree, for instance, or a manifold, I would be also thinking about how I can use that, apply that knowledge or that technique to build a basketball equipment. So over the years, I kept on keeping that dream alive, and eventually also supporting it by purchasing equipment that I need for the actual fabrication of those
equipment. Amazing. So in 2015, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 2015's October, I came back home finally.
Finally, yeah. That was the big return.
2015, remember, oil prices had crashed, and companies weren't executing much projects anymore, and there was a bit of depression in the oil and gas industry. A lot of expatriates like me at that time had to, go back to their country of origin, and I decided to come back home and call it quit. So I wasn't even practicing.
You were done with
oil and gas, totally. So I leveraged on a couple of things I achieved, purchased before then, like the land, the equipment, assembled everything together with all that I had left on me.
Yeah.
And I remember very well about that time, the dollar was still $1 to
160 something?
No, yeah, 164 naira. Was it 264? I can't remember very well. And I had needed to make the final deposit for the last machine that I was expecting from Turkey, which was a CNC plasma cutting machine. And I was just, able to make that final payment before the following week when the dollar just went out of the out of the roof. So I was just pretty lucky.
Yeah, great timing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. We will get to that very shortly, the start of Weber Engineering and what that was like, what that experience was like. But before that, I want us to play a little game.
Okay.
And I think it's a game you would like because it's very basketball centered. In fact, we've named the game B-Ball Academy. So what it is I have a few questions that I'm going to ask, and all I need from you is the correct answer.
Okay.
Simple and short.
And what do I get for answering them correctly?
What do you get? What do you get? If you give us a perfect score, you get bragging rights.
Okay.
How about that?
No problem.
So my first question is, which Nigerian American basketball player won 2 NBA championships back-to-back with the Houston Rockets?
Akim Olajuwon, the dream.
Look at the way he answered. It's like, come on.
The dream.
How dare I ask such a question? Question 2.
But do you want to know what year that was?
Oh, wow. Please.
1994 and 1995.
I feel like I should end the game right here. But let's just go on because I have them. So what is the nickname of the Nigeria's men's national basketball team? In 2021, Nigeria's The Tigers beat which powerhouse team in a historic exhibition win before the Olympics?
We beat the US.
Yes, we did. Yeah. Such a proud moment for us, right?
Was it?
What is the name of the Nigerian non-profit co-founded by Masai Ujiri?
Giant of Africa. Giant of Africa.
Wow. Which city hosted the first ever FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers in Nigeria in 2018?
Lagos.
And my final question. These questions are more for you and I, by the way, at this point. Who bears the nickname Greek freak in the NBA?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Case closed. I wish I could throw this in the air. Amazing. We mentioned Hakeem Olajuwon, and it just kind of got me thinking about a few other Nigerians. Oh, we also mentioned Giannis Antetokounmpo as well, who is of Nigerian descent, and a few other Nigerians around the world that seem to be doing great things in sports.
Yeah. So, for instance, in the NBA, we've got well over 30 active NBA players of Nigerian origin.
In the NBA alone?
In the NBA alone.
Wow.
Also, we've got in the WNBA as well. Okay, that's the women basketball league. So they're doing well, extremely well. And in some instances, we've had players being drafted directly from Nigeria into the WNBA or the NBA, as it were. And they're doing well in their chosen sports. So in other sports like boxing, wrestling, UFC, you've got Nigerians doing extremely well. The only thing is most times they are representing other countries, which is a sad part of it. But they are Nigerians by blood. So you've got the likes of Anthony Joshua. Sometimes they come back home to associate with their place of origin, and we've got the Akisonyas as well.
Is that Israel?
Yeah, Israel.
Yes.
You've got Kamaru as well.
Yeah, Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, so the Nigerians are top of their game. Yeah.
Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we'll still have the Opeyemi Babalola right here with us on Japada, and we'll be getting fully into the journey to building Weber Engineering. We'll be right back.
No matter where life takes you, home is never far when you bank with Polaris.
Introducing the Polaris Global Account, specially designed for Nigerians in the diaspora who need to stay connected to banking in Nigeria. Start with just $200, 200 pounds, 200 euros, or 50,000 naira, and enjoy zero account maintenance fees when you maintain a daily balance of 50,000 naira. Should your balance fall below that threshold, a minimal charge applies.
Enjoy multi-currency banking,
dollar, pound, or euro, along with international transfers, debit cards, third-party withdrawals, and a seamless digital experience on Vault. And with the new non-resident bank verification number solution, Nigerians abroad can now enroll and obtain their BVN remotely. No travel required. Call 23401-453-6279 or send a mail to global@polarisbankng.com to get started today. T's and C's applies.
This is Ogidi, right here in Lagos, the entertainment capital of Africa. We are not just another studio. We're the space African artists have been waiting for. Walk in with an idea, walk out with a masterpiece. State-of-the-art recording, cinematic-grade film production, everything under one roof because your creativity doesn't work in pieces. The console is warm. The cameras are ready. The energy, pure Lagos. From the first note to the final cut, this is where vision becomes reality. African stories, global standard, no compromise. Ogidi Studios, this is where you create.
Welcome back. This is still Japada, and I've still got here Opeyemi Babalola, and I feel like I'm learning already. And I mean, that last game that we just played, it was more for me than for you, clearly. And I think that by the time this conversation is over, I might be, I mean, I don't want to toot my horn too much, but I'll probably be pretty well versed in all things basketball, right? Hopefully. Fingers crossed. So Weber Engineering, you came back from Angola, and from everything that you've said, you had a bit of foresight because you were directly and indirectly planning for the moment that you would return. You know, so you returned and you decided bye-bye to the oil industry. Hello, everything basketball.
Exactly.
How did it feel going fully into something that you're so passionate about and knowing that you could turn your passion into profit for yourself?
Yeah, it felt overwhelming in the beginning because I had to, you know, drop my qualification to one side and then really seek knowledge. And when I mean seek knowledge, I went to the rarest imaginable locations to do that. Like on a good day, I would wake up and go to a place like Owode Oniri. Yeah.
Is that Ogun State?
No, in Lagos here.
Oh.
Yeah, on your way to Ikorodu. I would go there and source for materials and get myself acquainted with a lot of things in terms of the process of getting things done and the various vendors that I needed to also work with because I couldn't start hiring people to work for me immediately. When I came back. And gradually I made the first hoop, which was installed at VGC, and then made another one for the African Basketball League in 2016. And then we started at our own location with a team of 4. So basically, in the beginning, I had to transfer knowledge to my workers in terms of how to operate the computer numeric control machine. This was a machine that back then was very rare in Nigeria. And so I came with that knowledge from abroad and, you know, taught the guys that were working with us in the beginning and went on to purchase other machines as well, like the CNC bending machine, the laser cutting machine, a couple of welding machines and all of that. And then we grew capacity. And today we've been able to send our products across Africa to 16 different African countries so far. And the numbers keep counting.
Incredible. Yeah. It delights me so much whenever I hear that things that are made here make their way across our borders to other countries. It gives me immense pride. So thank you. Thank you so much. Let's talk a little bit about your workers, you know.
Okay.
I feel like a recurring theme in Nigeria is the hassles and the headaches that comes with working with artisans. What was that experience like for you, putting together a team that you could trust and rely on?
In the beginning, it was very difficult getting the right resource. I mean, in terms of the skill set that I needed to leverage on. So I had to, like I said, transfer the knowledge and then also empower them by sending some to school. And we have people in our organization today who are OND holders and also pursuing their HND. And they started from bricklaying. Yeah, Amazing. They came in as bricklayers and now they're HND holders.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, so we encourage that a lot. Knowledge transfer is our watchword.
My name is Moses Ilelakiwa. I'm a supervisor here. I did this job, that was 2018. I was not a supervisor when I came here. So I learned a plasma machine. So I learned it here, and I learned everything here. Then after that, I learned a laser machine. I'm good in that there. But everything is good since I've been working here.
My name is Oluwasegun Michael Oyeshoro. I'm a storekeeper of this company. I started working here through a recommendation. What I enjoy working here is culture because we work together. You don't base on your field because you have to learn other things from other departments.
Going back to your question, the challenges, some of the challenges we encountered were having to employ people who could align their vision with ours. in terms of where we're going, how difficult it was for us in the beginning. And even at the time, we had to diversify. We were doing laser cutting for home use, for like balustrades, staircases, gates, windows, and all of that at some point in time, just to keep the cash flow positive, you know. And we continued developing our basketball equipment line of business, and you know, today we do more of the sport equipment than
that
the
you
laser
set
cutting.
out to do.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Exactly.
Were there any low moments, any moments where you had feelings of immense doubt, such that you even you maybe found yourself thinking, maybe I shouldn't have left Angola, or maybe I should have stayed back in Aberdeen? Did you have any moments as tough as that?
Okay, so in 2018, I was diagnosed of an herniated disc, because when we started, like I said, we were doing a lot of the manual lifting, moving equipment by hand. We had no money to buy a forklift at that time, so a lot of the movements were, so that really took a toll on my back. And at the time I did the first MRI, I had disc herniations on like 4 different levels. Yeah, so my lumbar discs were touching my spinal cord, my cervical were out of place. So I went for a second opinion at the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital. And I was told that I needed to be operated on. So in 2018, April, I did what was called a cervical laminectomy. Yeah, and I almost died because I had a lot of complications after the surgery. I stayed because there are a lot of opportunities down here than back in Aberdeen or
Angola,
where I was
where
in
you
Angola. Nigeria is a country of over 220 million people. Even if I'm selling something that profits me a naira only per day, and I'm able to sell it to 220 million people, that's a lot of money. You know, that's just one aspect of it. On the flip side, we are in an economy that the vast majority of the population is of the youthful age, you know, meaning that you have a very untapped workforce resource that, you know, can and are ready to learn. Because I've been around a couple of African countries and I don't see that passion, that zeal like we have here in Nigeria. It's amazing. It's like, it's built in. It's like follow come, you know, when they say, you know, we have this desire to learn. We have this desire to overcome, you know, different challenges, and it's unique. You don't find this kind of passion and zeal and resilience in other African countries. Yes, so I've always, you know, thought I can leverage on that to build a community that I saw was striving in Angola as well. So in Angola, if I take you back a little bit, basketball is their #1 sport. Yes.
Really?
Basketball is what football is to us here in Nigeria,
Really?
in Angola. So I looked around, what is the, you know, unique advantage they had? I realized that they had infrastructure to play the game across the city. Everywhere you go, there's a basketball court. Is it a half court or full court? And these were things that I could build. And coming back home, I feel this is something we needed to cultivate. This is a culture we needed to propagate. And I started fabricating the basketball hoops, making them durable, making them strong, making them last a long time. And that really began to help us make sales. And before you know it, we began to sell to so many prospects across the country. And it brought us a lot of awareness from bigger brands like the NBA Africa, NBA Nigeria, and the Basketball Africa League, and also the Giant of Africa. And we've been fortunate to I've even been patronized by other former NBA players like Joachim Noah from Cameroon and Loa Deng from South Sudan. And, the numbers keep growing.
Keep growing.
And it's amazing,
Beautiful.
How an idea, has been transformed to something that is now going continental.
Oh, love it. Absolutely love it. On that note, let's encourage more people to come back.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like your story is encouragement enough. How would you describe the typical Nigerian work ethic?
Oh, fantastic. We've got an inbuilt work ethic that is well above the roof, in terms of when you compare it with other African countries. We are very dedicated and we like to work extra hours, it's very unique. We aspire and strive for the best in what we do as well. And with little or no motivation, sometimes you find people who are ready to take on, roles and excel in them, because we kind of sometimes feel like it's a competition, So we through that mentality strive, and we do so well.
Fantastic. But there's something that we like to do here. It's called the Japada checklist. And this is solely for people that are at the point where they're thinking, maybe is it time to come home? Is it time to come back to Nigeria? If you were to give such a person a list of items that they need to consider before moving back, so it could be advice that you have for them, or specific items that they need to bring, or maybe some items that they absolutely should leave behind, what would be on your checklist?
Number one, get a system running for yourself back home before you make an attempt to come back home. I know in the next couple of years, a lot of a well-structured business or an investment that would, on a monthly basis, give you something to rely on.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, there are a couple of other, it all depends on individuals and your background. If I'm to advise an intending Japada candidate, I would say from time to time come back home and feel the temperature. A couple of things that are read in the newspapers or seen on the internet are not as they are. Okay, so I'll give you an example. In 2015, when I was about starting up the company, we cleared one of our machines from the Apapa port and we took it to the factory.
Okay. And
at the time we unveiled it the next day, the major component of the machine was already broken, maybe because of the bad road and all of that. And I called the company in Turkey. I said, do you mind sending a technician over to come and install this for us and also repair this part? And they said, no, they can't come. We just made an investment of $50,000, to buy this machine and to clear it. And you're telling us you're not coming. Why? Because they've read in the papers and on the internet travel advisories not to come to Nigeria. So that fear, sometimes can be overwhelming. So I had to, break into the manuals, look at how to fix it by myself, and eventually was able to get it done. Yeah, but if there were somebody who wasn't very technical, you would have given up on the dream that this is too tough an environment to work.
So basically, it's important to come and see for yourself.
Exactly, see for yourself, feel the temperature, go back, review,
before you make the final leap.
Exactly.
Great, that sounds very smart. Sounds wise, If you are watching and you are maybe thinking of moving back, I hope you have a notepad and a pen or your phone and you are taking notes. When we come back, we'll still be with Opeyemi Babalola and we will continue our incredible conversation. So don't go anywhere.
Welcome to Weber Engineering.
Mr. Opeyemi, I love him based on he's a man of his work. and he put more action into his work.
He's a well gentleman and he's a good man. He helps a lot.
Yeah, can you change the ring from a non-collapsible to a collapsible one? Okay, thank you.
What he do tells me that is that nothing is impossible. So that's a lot thing I learned about him.
Being active is what I've learned so far from him, because it do give me assurance that if you're active with your work, then there's a better place for you to go.
Welcome back. This is still Japada, and I still have here with me Opeyemi Babalola, and I'm having a good time. I hope you're having a good time too.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yes, yay. Okay, so I wonder, looking at your life now and everything you've been able to accomplish with Weber Engineering and your life holistically, how do you think your life would have turned out if you remained abroad compared to what you have now?
I would have been locked in a system that would have been very difficult to break off from. Maybe by now I would have had a twin passport, a citizenship. Probably would have raised kids who don't know how to speak my language. Yeah, so I mean, it would have been very tough, you know, having to break a cultural barrier when it comes to coming back home. And you know, sometimes the more you stay back over there, the more you kind of like feel condescending of, you know, your country. It's natural sometimes.
It doesn't help with the national spirit.
Exactly. So that way, I don't think it would have worked so well for me.
Are there any myths about doing business that you maybe heard about before coming back to start your own that you think are just that, myths?
Yeah, so there had always been the saying that Nigeria is very corrupt and you would have to literally bribe your way around everything. No,
it's not the case.
It's not the case. If you stick to your, you know, your values and you stand your ground on a lot of things, you definitely get people who would do it the right way. Yeah.
I love that. I love to hear that. What bold visions do you have for Weber Engineering over, say, the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, we hope to be an household name for not just basketball, but for everything sports, especially the gym equipment side of the business. It's still raw, it's untapped. We don't have enough facilities to go around over 200 people. And I know the ones who are already doing it right now are trying their best, but when you go to developed countries, you realize that this is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's not a luxury.
Yeah.
Going to the gym is a lifestyle. It's something we need to cultivate as a people. It's good for our later years.
What role do you think Nigerian returnees have to play in shaping Nigeria's infrastructure future?
Investment. They need to bring a lot of investment and investors into the space. I'll give you an instance. As big as this country is, we don't still yet have an arena that can sit 10,000 capacity.
Wow.
And that's why you see the likes of Davido, Wizkid, and Burna Boy still having to go and rent O2 Arena, Madison Square Garden, you know, Staples Center in LA. Okay, we need to have those kind of investment back home.
Yeah.
You know, we need to have them home so that we can, you know, show the world what we have to offer. Okay, and we can actually start with 3,000 capacity, 5,000 capacities
And
across
grow from
various
there.
locations, and then we grow from there. Yeah.
And luckily we have Weber Engineering to help us fit
we'll always
it out.
support you.
Bleachers,
Exactly.
everything on deck.
Fantastic.
Clearly you're running a thriving business. What lessons would you say running a thriving business in Nigeria has taught you?
Honesty and quality. People always want to go for quality things that they would buy and not need to start calling for maintenance and all of that. So again, the quality of our products always tend to help us market them easily. You know, wherever people see our products, they can relate with quality, because unlike a lot of other types of hoops that have been in the environment, in the basketball ecosystem, you dunk on it, or the game hands, or the rim shatters, the backboard breaks, or whatever. Ours is not like that. And we're also in country to provide after-sales services. So, you know, being able to cover that entire scope of work really gives us the hedge, because you can order something from China and expect a Chinese man to come over to service it for you. You know, but we are in country, we provide those products, and we are also available to ensure
they're maintained properly.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic. Speaking of maintenance, that first hoop that you set up in VGC,
yes,
is it still there?
It's still there.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's still there. A couple of years ago, NSC hosted an event there. They also maintained it, and it's still pretty much.
Beautiful.
Nice.
When you look at it, how do you feel? I feel like if it was me, I would sometimes just drive there just to stare at it, like, oh, my pride and joy.
There's always a lot to stay around in Lagos.
Right?
Yeah, virtually all the major basketball courts in Lagos have our products.
That's a flex. That's a flex. You don't need to drive to VGC to feel your pride.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. We have unfortunately come to the end of this conversation. And I think it's been such a beautiful, eye-opening one for me personally. It's always interesting to expand your worldview beyond your interest. And I find it great that there's so much opportunity in the world of sports in Nigeria, and even greater that people like yourself are tapping into it.
Yeah.
Before we close this conversation, I want you to just take a quick, quiet moment right here and think of the Nigeria of your dreams. What does that look like? If you were to describe your Nigerian dream, what would that be?
The Nigerian of my dream is a people and culture that is ready to take over the world. Taking over the world in terms of the quality of what we produce, the values that we stand for, and the people that we are as a country in terms of how deeply, you know, intertwined we are, and the entire unity that we leverage on as a people. I foresee a country that, you know, will be willing and able to bring back home our Japadas in the next couple of years through a viable and sustainable economy, an economy that will be that will be striving in a manner that will attract a lot of investors from across the world. This is the Nigeria that I foresee for my dreams.
Oh, what a time that will be when all those dreams come true.
Yeah.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much, Engineer Opeyemi Babalola. Thank you for sharing this time with us. Thank you for sharing your story. And thank you for inspiring me and everyone watching.
My pleasure.
I wish you the absolute best with everything that you do coming up with Weber Engineering and everything else that you take on.
Thank you very much.
I hope something in today's story gave you hope. Engineer Opeyemi Babalola didn't just return, he rebuilt. Courts that created community, jobs, and joy. And if he can do that with a dream, some concrete, and a mind made up, tough as steel, so can you. So remember, you have a part to play in the Nigeria of today and our dream for a better, brighter, bolder tomorrow. I'm Mimi Onalaja, and this has been Japada. We'll see you next time.